Hi folks, it's Dave the Hunting Gear Guy. Today I wanted to talk about what to do after you get your gun license. So here in Canada, if you want to get your firearms license, you have to go through the CFSC, or the PAL license course. After you're done that, you apply online, you wait 6 weeks plus, and eventually you get your license in the mail. Okay, let's assume you already have your license. Once you have your license, the next thing to think about, I think primarily, is to just buy a safe. Yes, you can store your firearms in the cases that they came in. You can lock them in there, or you can take the bolt out and, chuck them in a closet or something like that. But I find a safe to be just really convenient. They are not that expensive. They've got some stack-on ones you can get at Canadian Tire for, $150, $200 kind of a thing. So that's generally a good thing to start with. Although you can use the cases if you really want to. The next thing to think about is what you're going to use it for, because firearms can be used for a wide variety of things. Are you going to use it for target practice? Are you going to go small game hunting? Is it for wildlife management if you're on a farm or something like that? Are you just going to shoot clay pigeons? Are you going to shoot waterfowl, ducks and geese and that kind of thing? Are you going to go big game hunting? These all have different needs. I would say if you don't really know, probably the best thing to do is to buy a 22. 22s use very small rounds, and the advantage with 22s is that they're inexpensive. That rimfire ammo that I just showed you there, less than 10 cents a round, so it's very inexpensive to shoot. The recoil is low, and the firearms can be fairly inexpensive. This is a Ruger 1022, one of the more common ones that you can get out there. You can see you can put a scope on there if you want to, and the thing I like about the Ruger 1022 is that it comes with detachable magazines that are very easy to use. This platform is very popular. There's a reason why they've sold so many of them, and it's just generally easy to use and inexpensive to shoot. So great for target practice, small game hunting, even wildlife defense on the farm if you need to chase away some coyotes or something like that. You could use a 1022, but it's not like a big bad gun, right? Now, if the Ruger 1022 is a little bit too expensive, there are more inexpensive guns out there. This TM22 is less than $200, but it feels like it. The places where they've kind of skimped out on this thing, there's a lot more plastic on this thing, whereas on that previous one, it had a metal rail on top. This one has a plastic rail on top. Everything around here is plastic, and then it just has more inexpensive magazines and that kind of thing that don't go flush. So these ones kind of stick out a little bit rather than using the rotary mags that were on that 1022 that allowed it to sit flush with the bottom. So it's just nicer to carry. This one has magazines that stick out. But if you're just getting going, you could get something like this. One thing to note with firearms is that they don't really lose their value nearly as bad as like driving a vehicle off the lot. You've got to buy a new vehicle, you drive it off the lot, all of a sudden it's lost, 20% of its value. That doesn't really happen with firearms. They're going to lose 10% of their value, and then not really a lot after that. So as long as you didn't get ripped off when you bought it, as long as you got a good deal on it, that firearm is going to really keep its value. So another thing to think about when you're looking at firearms to purchase is that you don't need to make the one best purchase. You don't have to get the best gun for everything. You can buy a gun that, you know what? I just want something cheap to try and just to, horse around and figure this out. This is fine. You could put like a little red dot, cheap red dot on there and have some fun. And then if you don't want to shoot that gun anymore, or if you want to sell it or something like that, you can sell it and not lose that much money. So that is an option. You don't have to buy the front perfect gun. If you're looking for something that, let's say you have a 22, or let's say you wanted to go for, stuff that flies in the air, ducks, geese, clay pigeons, that kind of thing, you're going to look for a shotgun. You're probably going to want to get a 12 gauge. And the reason why is that 12 gauge ammo, even though it's bigger than 20 and 16 and 410, it's cheaper, because that's the ammo that everyone uses 12 gauge, right? So I would look for a 12 gauge, and you might want to get something like this pump action Winchester SXP. The reason why I'd say get something like this is because, again, these are fairly inexpensive. You can get these for $300 to $400, and it'll do the trick. It's 12 gauge, it's got a decent butt pad on it, and it looks okay. So a shotgun like this would be a great first shotgun. And again, you don't like it, or if you want to upgrade to a semi-auto later, you can. You just need to, sell that old gun or keep it. Who cares, right? If you do look at semi-automatic shotguns, just be aware that price indicates reliability. Usually when it comes to semi-automatic shotguns, you can't really buy a $500 semi-automatic shotgun that will be reliable. So it's easier to get a pump for something like that, right? You can get reliable shotguns. They're just a little bit more expensive. If you're looking at getting into big game hunting, deer, moose, elk, that kind of thing, you're going to want a centerfire. Usually what that means, you're going to want something in a bolt action because bolt actions are going to be more accurate. They're going to be more capable of chambering more powerful cartridges, primarily the accuracy, and bolt actions are a little bit more inexpensive when it comes to these big game rifles. So this is a Savage Stevens 334. Savage Axis would also work. Those are on the more inexpensive kind of line of things. If you've got a little bit more money, a Tikka T3 or something like that would be great. There's lots of good firearms out there, and there's not really that much difference between the bolt actions. I know some people are screaming at their TV or their phones or whatever right now, but as long as you get something that's got a detachable magazine and something that can take a scope, put a decent scope on it, and that's it. Yeah, one might be, slightly more accurate than the other, but it does not matter for the kind of hunting. Unless you're doing like long range hunting, it doesn't matter. Like they'll all do the trick. Get something in a cartridge that's not going to beat you up. 300 Win Mag is a little bit powerful, and that's going to have a lot of recoil, and it's not going to be nice to shoot. Something like a 308 is great. 270 Winchester. I personally like 6.5 Creedmoor because it's short action, and it's got enough stank for deer, and that's primarily what I'm hunting. So that's primarily what I like to use. But any of those cartridges are going to work. There's really not much of a difference between them. Now, one of the great things about living here in Canada and having those licenses is that we can buy online. So yes, you can go in store and take a look and see which guns you like and that kind of thing. And if you do that, I would recommend that you buy in store at that place that you took a look at. But if you're looking just for, a great deal, your buddy has a gun, you like it, you're just looking for a good deal, you can buy it online and they will ship it to your house. They'll directly ship it there. They should have like a signature or like a proof of ID or something to make sure that they're giving it to someone who lives at that house. But other than that, yeah, you can get it mailed to your house. You can get ammo mailed to your house as well. Ammo is a little bit harder from person to person just because there's some shipping restrictions on it, but most of the gun stores will have that figured out. So just something to consider. Some of the retailers will have free shipping and that kind of thing. Cabela's sometimes does free shipping. Sometimes they do like pick up at your local shop and that kind of thing. So definitely look online when you're looking to make your purchase. Okay, let's say you've made your purchase, you've got your firearm. The next thing to think about is joining a range. Now, if you're on a farm and you have lots of space, maybe you don't need a range. Maybe you can just shoot in your back 40, depending on your municipal laws and, provincial hunting regulations and whatnot that you have to adhere to. But if you're not so lucky, if you live in the city or something like that, you should look at joining a range. Now, there's indoor ranges, outdoor ranges. I'm not going to go through too much of them here. I just say I'd really highly encourage you to join a range. And if you want to see more examples of what to look for in a range, check out this video on different ranges in the Edmonton area that I made a while back. And the last thing I'm going to recommend is taking a course. It's not like any of us are born with the ability to shoot. You can't just watch some movies and learn and just know how to shoot a rifle. There are some skills to be learned, and the difference between people who know those skills and don't is extreme. There's a huge gap in the skills range there. So I'd encourage you to take a course there. If you're looking for basic marksmanship and you're a youth, Cadets will take care of you. They have marksmanship courses that are fantastic. If you're an adult or if you're not in an area that has cadets, Maple Seeds are great. That's a program that I volunteer for, and they do marksmanship courses across the country. If you're looking for other courses, maybe just like talk to the people at your local range, see what they've tried, what they recommend. But definitely do take a look at it, because that knowledge, if you learn it early on, you just bought a gun, you're just getting into it, and you get that course in, that's going to really add to the base of skills that you have and make it so that you can take more accurate shots and enjoy the hobby more. And when you're in that course, try to be a little bit social, meet the people around you, meet the other people who are taking it. A lot of them are going to be in the same position as you. They're just getting going and that kind of thing. And in the shooting community, there are some lifelong friends you can make. You could, like, the community itself is really good. There's a little bit of selection bias. Everyone has to get through a background check from the RCMP, so that at least they're, not full of criminals and that kind of thing. So There are going to be some really great people that you can meet. There are some very trustworthy people. And getting into an adult, it can be a great place to meet new friends, meet new lifelong hunting buddies, and all that kind of stuff. So definitely think about that. Think about shooting some different shooting matches at your local range too. You don't have to be good. It's like golf, right? Anyone could enjoy golf, even if you're a duffer or the next Tiger Woods. You don't have to be to enjoy a bit of golf. And same thing when it comes to shooting. You can enjoy shooting without having to be the best. So I encourage you to get out, try those shooting sports, meet some people, and have a great time with your new hobby. Thanks for watching.